listening to pause. We pause for a second or two. This is episode 124, Harvesting Desperate Speech. Right now, throughout our Western world, Europe and North America, we are like never before in modern time, in close proximity with new dangers. Like never before are we in close proximity with new challenges, new technology, new peoples. And this close proximity with these new challenges are difficult for people. They are so difficult for people that they do not really know what to make of it. Why is it like this? How did it come to this? And more or less all of us feel worn out, that we are in constant proximity with new phenomena and new people wearing us down, truly wearing us down. Today's episode is called Harvesting Desperate Speech. And today we will discuss the connection between this new close proximity of ours to new dangers, new challenges, and how this relates to the discussion, the many voices being raised about free speech. Throughout our Western world, we have a modern culture of how we are allowed to express ourselves when we meet each other out in society. We have a tradition, a modern tradition of strong regulation and laws against hate speech. It is a very careful tradition about what we are allowed to say and to who. And in parallel with this, we have the internet. We have social media. We have different forums and message boards that are more or less anonymous. And throughout our Western world, there is this dynamics between what we can and cannot say out in face-to-face and what we can and cannot say online. And the connection between these two is worthwhile looking at. There is much discussion now regarding if we should put more emphasis on countering what is called misinformation, or if we should put more energy upon promoting what is called free speech. And both of these terms, misinformation and free speech, regards the online activity, the written word. And not only the written word, but the written and recorded word. Because everything that is written online is recorded in databases. So free speech before internet was one thing, and free speech now in written form, written, recorded, digital form, is a new phenomenon with new dynamics. Many people are taking to the online world and expressing themselves. Many people are upset. Many people are desperate. We are living in close proximity with new dangers. There's a lot of violence in the streets now. And the desperation that we feel, many of us are taking to the social networks and the message boards and writing what we could call desperate speech, because we feel desperate. So what we write is full of emotion. And all this desperate speech is being recorded. It is being stored. And all of this desperate speech regarding all the controversial subjects is being fed into the training of AI. And what is worth noting here is that two things are true here. One, we have a difficult time out in society right now. There are a lot of dangers. We are in close proximity with frightening stuff. That's true. And then second is that the people, many people, or I should say many of the people promoting free speech online is also or are also connected with the development of AI. So when someone is promoting free speech, we should look at from what motivation is this person promoting free speech. Does this person have something to gain, something to win from us writing in desperation online and our desperation being recorded? There is something very cynical about this, that there are many problems in our streets. We feel worn out, our immune system is worn down, and as we try to blow off steam online, write something in desperation, use our free speech, as they say, then what we say about something we are feeling sensitive about or desperate about is being recorded and fed into the building of AI. Our desperation is being harvested. And that is a bleak thought. And if we think about the future of AI, what we can say for certain is that all the tough emotions, all the difficult things we are going through right now is being recorded into the building of AI. And how we react as people to the misfortunes of our time is made use of into this new technology. So what we need to be clear about is that what we think about as free speech is something other from what we thought free speech to be 10 or 20 years ago. Back then, 10 or 20 years ago, it had to do with what we said in our daily lives. A lot of it was about what we could say in our daily lives as we met with one another, face to face, in the streets, in our workplace, wherever. But now, the discussion of free speech or misinformation, all that stuff, is about the written, recorded words online. And that's something else. That is something else. Those two are separate things. What we say to one another face to face and what we say in written, recorded word. Those are two different things. And the two of them feed into different interests. So what we say when we are out and about is not necessarily fed into any new technology. The words are sort of spoken and then they disappear. But the words we express online in written form, they are recorded and made permanent. If we back up some 10-20 years ago, a common experience then was that you could say many things, just blowing off steam, just talking. But once you were writing something in written form, then you were more careful, because you knew that this is recorded. And what is recorded is more sensitive in a way. But then now, 10-20 years later, the relationship is the opposite. It is out in spoken word that we are very, very careful what to say. But in the written word that is recorded online, there we now blow off steam. So the dynamics is completely switched. And the difference between the two forms of free speech, the one being made face to face when we talk, and the other when we sit by our computers and write in recorded text, is that the first one includes our bodies, our nonverbals, our body language, our eyes, our faces, our smell, our energy. So our free speech, what we say verbally, is but one piece of the puzzle. We have all these non-verbals going on. So what we say might be 5-10% of what we are expressing, and our body language and everything else is so much more. But the written word, and the written word now online, that is non-verbal. It's only verbal. There is no non-verbals, it's just text. So there is no physicality in it. So we live in a time right now when people feel physically unsafe in their daily lives. Out in the streets, in our societies, in our cities, we feel physically not safe. And then we write about it in a non-physical way online. And that non-physical communication is called free speech, and being fed into, harvested, and fed into the building of AI. And then, in extension, the AI can affect our physical world. Do you see? There is this sort of ecosystem. So we are not expressing ourselves in the physical meeting out in society. So we are pushing down our physicality. Then we take to our computers, write something non-physical. And then that is fed into building AI. And then AI is given authority over our physical world. And we need to be clear about this ecosystem, how one leads to the next, and how AI will change our society is very much connected with what we feel we cannot say when we are standing face to face with one another. We could argue that free speech is about what we feel we can and cannot say in the physical meeting, face to face. And what we are expressing in desperation online, that is something else. that is something else. Because we are not living online. We are living in the real physical world. Online is just a tool for our real life. So free speech is free in the real world, not online, because that's not the real world. It's just a tool. It's just something intellectual. It has no physicality, it has no sensuality to it. There is not as much to experience online as there is in real life. Online is 2D and real life is 3D, so to speak. And all the discussion about misinformation or free speech, one or the other, is regarding this 2D, so to speak, this 2D online world. But there is no discussion whatsoever, absolutely no discussion about free speech out in society, out in the real physical world, where we meet with one another face to face. It's all about the online, nothing about the physical world. And this asymmetry will give rise to AI. AI is being developed more and more. And at some point, this imbalance needs to balance itself out. The physical and the non-physical online will need to be balanced by AI at some point. The circle needs to be closed at some point. And it might be gradual, but it must be closed. And it remains to be seen when and how. That's it for today. Thank you.